Hello and welcome to my Wimbledon 2013 video talking review. I don't know, I haven't really got a kind of set thing in mind for this, but I want to talk about Wimbledon hopefully every day and try and keep this up as a kind of little video diary, I guess, that kind of idea. I'm a big tennis fan, huge Wimbledon fan. In fact, I don't really keep up with tennis throughout the year except for Wimbledon, but that's mainly because there's no real way for me to watch the other big tournaments, but Wimbledon is always on TV in the UK, so I get to see that, and I love watching it. Just for years I've loved watching it, so I thought it'd be cool to try and do some kind of roundup, I guess, every day. So I am working a lot, so the only thing I'm going to be able to watch for a while is the daily roundup they do at the end of every day, or in the evening at least, on the BBC. So I just watched that. And of course the big news today, coming out of today's opening day of Wimbledon, was of course that Rafa Nadal is now out of the tournament. I believe this is the first time he's ever lost in the first round of a Grand Slam tournament, so that's really shocking actually. We had three of the biggest players right now, Federer, Murray and Nadal, playing today, and Nadal was the one who actually got knocked out of the tournament. Can't believe it. It's a Belgian player who is seeded 135 in the world, by the name of Steve Darcy, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, and he is the lowest seeding tennis player that Nadal has lost to since 2006. So a real shock. Nadal was kind of moving around a little differently on the court. He had a bit of a limp. Apparently there's a knee problem. He wouldn't go into it when he was interviewed after the loss, and he said he didn't want to talk about his knee injury. He wasn't going to answer any questions about that because he doesn't want to make any excuses for himself, and that Darcy played a great game and rightfully was the winner. So that was a very classy move by Nadal, who is one of my favourites. So it's kind of disappointing that he's out of the tournament, to be honest. Gives me one less guy to root for. I guess we have to kind of turn all my attention to Andy Murray, who went through pretty comfortably in this first round. Can't remember the guy who he played, to be honest, but he went through. And the thing with Andy Murray is I don't love him. I'm not a huge fan of him. I guess it's more the idea of a Brit winning Wimbledon that's kind of more appealing to me. But I do like Andy Murray, and I think he really deserves the win because last year he came just so close, and then a few weeks later he won the Olympic gold in the same court, of all places. And I think if he had the choice, he probably would have wanted to have won Wimbledon over the gold medal, but nonetheless. Andy Murray's through. Federer just blasted through. They even said on the roundup that it was kind of like an exhibition match. And Federer, I've got a thing with Federer. He is a fantastic player, one of the greatest of all time, no doubt. But there's certain people in the BBC who just their tongues are firmly planted down the back of his shorts, and it just gets a bit exasperating at times. And my cat's fighting then, banging against the door. It gets exasperating at times how much they just love Federer. And in this, the hour-long kind of catch-up show they do on the BBC every evening, the one tonight, they showed a few highlights from the matches, some of the key points we get to see in full. But as for Federer's match, we saw like a full-blown music video, slow motion effects, the high definition, the music, Federer just, he wins with ease. He's like a hype machine, and I guess rightfully so. He's a 7-time Wimbledon champion, looking to take his 8th this year, and defending his title, as it were. So that was the three main kind of men's matches. Leighton Hewitt also went through. He just went through during the highlight show that they were doing. He of course won the title back in 2002, so it's been 11 years. So really, he's kind of, for a tennis player, he's getting on in the years. So I'm unsure whether he'll really make that much of a kind of run for the title this year. But I think Steve Darcy, I don't think he has a chance, to be honest with you. I mean, it did look like Nadal really was not 100%. And Darcy even said in this interview, he said, if Nadal was at 100%, there's no way I would have won, of course. But I think he can definitely make a good run of it. I think he can win a few more matches and kind of blaze a trail for himself a little in this tournament, which I think is always one of the great things to see, is a new up-and-comer kind of breakthrough. And it's what it's all about, you know, the next generation of tennis players. So yeah, Maria Sharapova, she went through fairly easily, I guess. They asked her in her interview who was one of her heroes. She said Steffi Graf, and they said, you know, what would that be like if you played against her? And she said, I'm sure Steffi would chop me up. And that was it. It was pretty funny. What else was there? Again, I'm not going to go into like super detail, but just like the main points and the things that interest me, I guess. You know, I mean, I don't know everyone, but I always try and follow as much as I can every time Wimbledon's on every year. So yeah, tomorrow we got Djokovic playing, the world #1. It'll be interesting to see how he does. I'm sure he'll blast through, no problem. One of the Williams sisters is playing tomorrow, probably Serena, I think. So yeah, not really too much I'm that interested in tomorrow, but I'll definitely try and make a video tomorrow. I don't know if anyone will even watch these, but there you go. It is what it is, and thank you for watching.